Right, in this video we're going to put together a spreadsheet. I'm going to do it just with a school in mind. We'll do it as a PTA type thing. And I'm going to imagine now that the PTA sell a number of items on behalf of the school. So what I'm going to do is we'll start off with, we'll put a product code in here. Like so. Now you notice that this has gone from, I've started in C3, I never start in A1, it just means you haven't got to insert rows if you need to go back up and you make a mistake. You'll notice this is overlapped, the code bit is quite clearly going into cell D3 there. So I need to make column C a little bit wider. Now if I come up here between the C and D, you'll notice my cursor changes this black arrow, which I can drag and do that. Bit too wide you might think, so if I just double click, it'll auto fit there. So I'm going to put product code, I'll put item, I will put here, let's have the cost price, and in this one we'll have the selling, whoa, I did spell that right, we'll have the selling price, and I think we'll also make that one a little bit wider as well, and I'll have the number in stock. Now what you could do, instead of doing the widening the column, what you could actually do is if you right click and format the cells, one of the things that, if I try that again, click away first and then right click and format the cells, what you can do is you should be in alignment, be able to wrap the text like so. So we get something a bit like that. It's up to you how you want to lay it out. Personally, I don't like that. I think I'll just make it a bit wider. So I'm gonna, if I double click now because I've wrapped the text, I've got a bit of a problem. What I'll do is I'll just do it like that, and then I'll do that back up like that. There's no right, there's no wrong, just different ways of doing it. So I'm going to put product code. I'm going to put a 1, a 2, and I'm going to do a 3. And I'm just going to have 3 products that we sell at the PTA. What shall we sell? It's school, so we will sell, I think we'll sell school calendars. Yes, that sounds like a good one, the calendar. And I think we will sell mugs. And I think we'll put the big school photo. No, not the photo. Let's go crazy. Let's have a t-shirt. Yeah, you'd want that, wouldn't you? Your own school t-shirt. I'm sure everyone would want one. Cost price. Well, let's say the calendars come in. We buy them for, I don't know, £1.20. Now you notice if I put 120 there, it goes to 1.2. Little tip for you. All of these cells are going to be in what we call currency. It's £1 something. So you'll notice that if I go to the icons up here, I'm going to bring my toolbar down and over a bit. If I go here, that's going to set all of those to be in a currency. So I reckon the mug, cost to buy a mug? Let's say it costs £1.50. I'll put £1.50. Oh look, it's on the currency. The t-shirt's a bit more expensive. We'll make them £4. Now, first thing that we want to do is a little bit of data validation. On the selling price, you would be crazy to sell something for less than you paid for it. Not unless you're a big supermarket and you can do loss leaders. If you buy the calendars at £1.20 a pop, you want to sell them for more than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of data validation on this one. And I'm going to say you need to allow a decimal, because it could be £1 something. In fact, we're selling for £1.99. But that decimal must be greater than or equal to. No, actually greater than. If you buy calendars for £1.20, why would you sell them for £1.20? Not a good business plan. We're going to say it's greater than. Now the temptation in here is to write £1.20. The problem that you have is this. That's fine, because if I put £1.19, we get this error message, which we'll talk about in a moment. But what about if I now change that to, let's say, £1, because we got a discount. Now I put £1.19 in here. That should be fine, shouldn't it? But I still get an error message because the data validation on that cell is actually, let's go back there, comparing it to a value. What I really want to do is say, not compare it to a value, but compare it to whatever is in cell E4. So now, if I put in £1.19, that's passed the test. Although, of course, we want to make those currencies. Now interestingly enough, if I were to change this to £1.20, it doesn't trigger off an error message, right? But if I were to type in £1.19 again, it does trigger off the error message. Okay? So that's a little bit of data validation that stops you putting in something that's silly. So let's put £1.99. Now, realistically, I don't really want to have to do the data validation over and over again. But I'll come back to that in a moment. I forgot something. On that data validation, that error message you got wasn't very helpful. Shall I remind you of what it was? Look, £1.19. The value you've entered is not valid. A user has restricted values that can be entered into this cell. Why don't we go back to data and validation, and why don't we... You can have an input message. I'll just put watch out in there. Watch out. Oh, can't spell that. Let's get that right. Watch out. Oh, you need to sell it for more than you bought it for. Exclamation mark. 2 of them. Thanks. See what happens? Look, click on there. Watch out. You need to sell it for more than you bought it for. So there's a little hint there that it's going to be bigger than 120. Let's go back to data and validation. Error alert. Stop. You crazy fool. Obviously, if you're doing an A-level, don't put error messages that are stupid like this. You would lose money in it. Bread bin. Which is street, isn't it? For brethren, you know, down in the hood, in the ghetto of Sittingbourne. So anyway, now if we do this, look, we go £1.19. And it goes, no, you crazy fool, you would lose money in it, bread bin. Alternatively, you might want to say, well, actually, we will sell it for less than we paid for it. A crazy idea, I know. But we can, in your data validation, you can change it from a stop error to a warning. Yes, slightly different. I now put in £1.19, press enter. You crazy fool, you'd lose money in it, bread bin. Continue. Yes, lets me put it in. Up to you what type of data validation you want to put in. But interestingly enough, if I... Oh, perhaps I click away from this. With cells, you'll notice that you've got... See the white cross? Watch the white cross. Look at the white cross. Look around the white cross. I can't do the Kenny thing from Little Britain. Anyway, white cross. Black dot in the corner. Can you see it just above my white cross? Now look, my cursor's a black cross. This is the fill handle. And what I want to do is I'm going to use it here, and I'm going to copy it down. Now, I'm just going to get rid of those values in there. But what it does do is it does, in fact, copy the data validation. Now, what about if I put £1.19 in there? Ah, you would lose money in it, bread bin. That's fine. Okay. What about for £1.49? You would lose money. Ah, it's working. Well, the reason that it's working is this. If I go to data and validation here, it actually, see, it does equals E5. It's actually, when you copied it down, originally it was in here is equals E4, or greater than E4. In here, it changes the E4 to E5, and you can probably work out that if I click on this one and go to data validation, you'll find that it now says equals E6. It increased it by 1 each time. It recognised that if you're going to copy the data validation down, in this one, I probably want to compare it to this one, and in this one, I probably want to compare it to this one. So that's good. So let's put some sensible numbers in. We'll sell them mugs for $2.99, and we'll sell the t-shirts for $9.99. And let's imagine now what we're going to do is we're going to put some stock. And I'm going to start off with, let's have 100 of each. Whoop. 100, 100. You happy with that? So this is like, if you like, it's my stock sheet. And what I'm going to do down on sheet 1 here is I'm just going to right click, I'm going to rename, and I'm going to call that stock. Right. Now, let's move on to sheet 2. You see, the thing is, at some point, you're going to order stock. So what you might want to do is when you order the stock, you'd want it to add it to the number that we've got in stock there. Let's give you an example of what I mean. What we'll do here is we'll basically put date, And I'm going to use the same headings, which in this particular case, what was it again? I've forgotten now. It was calendars, mugs and t-shirt. Well, in fact, actually, why don't I just copy them? I've pressed Control C there. Let's go over here and we'll press Control V. Now, I want to put a date in here. So today's date is the 15th of December 2010. So I'm going to put 15/12/2010. Make that a little bit wider, that column. And I'm going to say we order, let's have 40 of them, we'll have 30 of them, and we'll have 20 of them. So what I would like to happen is the following. I'm just going to put this, and I'm going to rename this, and we'll call this, I'm going to call it one-off order. Okay? Or one-off stock order is probably better. So what I would like to happen is the following. I would like the one-off stock order to basically add the 40, the 30 and the 20 to this, the number we've got in stock. We've got 100 at the moment, so if we order in 40 calendars, we've now got 140. I would like then to basically take these values from here, drop them into this worksheet. Let me just copy this over for a moment. I'm going to Control C, and I'm going to put those in here, and I'm going to put Control V there. What will happen is that, oh, let's press Escape for a second. We would take these values here, they'd be dropped into here, they would then be wiped out of here, and then ultimately, when you place your next order, say on the 17th for a different number of stock, those values we pasted in here. So what happens is every time you place an order, this is just your one-off sheet to order things on, and when you place your order, they get replicated and put in here, and then it keeps bouncing along each time you place an order. And what we're able to do is we can, if you like, keep a running total of items that have been ordered over time. But does that, hopefully that makes sense to you of where we're going to take this one. So what I'm going to do is give you an opportunity now to build a similar sort of spreadsheet to what we've been doing here. You can think of any scenario that you like, but I'll give you an idea. We want a scenario where you have a small range of stocks of items between, say, 4 and 5. And ultimately, you're then going to have... no, actually, do you know what? Just run with that. Just think of a scenario, a small time thing where someone's buying a small range of stocks of stuff. That'll do us for the moment.